Hi all, welcome back to the channel for another update on the jet bike. I'm going to do a quick walk around starting from this corner. Got a few things done. Starting with the power steering pump. It's now got the belt on it. That was the shortest belt I could find. Had to make some new brackets to get the pump to sit up a little bit higher. But now the tensioner is able to do its job. So I'm pretty happy about that. Still haven't got this sprocket. That's on the way. I'm hoping that'll be here for the video next week and then I can test what kind of drive ratio I've got with that one. Combustion chamber is mounted, plumbed in. We'll go around the other side in a minute. I'll show you what that looks like. Still need to make a little bit of structure off here coming down to the chassis to keep that turbo there and support that. That's not really designed to be hanging off that what used to be the flange for the compressor housing. So I'll need to make that a little bit more structural. Moving towards the back, this silicon coupler arrived, which means now the water intercooler is, well, the air side of it at least is plumbed in. Obviously haven't done the water lines yet, that'll come much later. Moving further down, scavenge pump is in. This is needed because I can't return oil from this turbo down here up to what I'm using for an oil pump. So this is able to draw it up into the pump mechanism and then pressurize it on the way back to the front of the vehicle. And that's also going to be the scavenge pump for these three turbos on the back as well. They're about the same height as the oil reserve, so they'll need a little extra help there returning back. Speaking of which, my OCD got the better of me and I moved this one to the left 25 millimeters by adding this little section of pipe in here and remaking this tube here. And it's now perfectly symmetrical and not crooked or anything. Moving on around here, yes, still haven't mounted the seat. I'm looking at this pipe down in here. Isn't welded in yet. That's just a little extra structure that I'm looking at. I don't know how well you can see that in there, but I'm looking at maybe putting a longer one in there and mounting the seat directly onto that subframe structure there to take some load off this here, which is it's not super strong. And the other side of the combustion chamber. So that's the manifold connected up there, blowing down into there. Also made this, I guess you could call it something analogous to a cylinder head, the cap for the combustion chamber. Spark lead doesn't go anywhere yet because I haven't got a coil. And this is where the fuel is going to be plumbed in. That's going to connect onto here with another V-band that I've got coming in the mail. I can pull it out and I can show you. This long tube here is going to be my fuel rail. So what I need to do is drill a few holes in there. Don't exactly know how many and where. I'll start small and then go bigger, but it's thick enough tube that I can just weld them up and redesign it if I need to. The end of it has a expanded 3-inch exhaust tube on it. Have a look down into there, whether or not you can see it. There's another one down there. That's to accommodate a bit of 3-inch tube that'll go sandwiched in between them, and that'll be my flame tube. So the reason I made it like that is because the design of the flame tube is pretty important to how well these homebrew jet engines run, even before you add all my extras. But because I've designed it so differently than what is normal, I don't know what kind of design I'm going to need for the flame tube. So I wanted to make it so that it was just a straight bit of pipe that I could swap out and make a new one in fairly short order with different size holes in it and whatnot, without any advanced tooling. It just needs a bit of 3-inch pipe and some drill bits. So if I'm at a track or a dyno or something and I need to rebuild the flame tube, it's a simple case of undoing the V-band here, which is 1 bolt, pull that out, flame tube out, build a new one, throw it in and sandwich it in there. As long as it's the right length, it'll seal up in there and work pretty well. That's pretty much it for this week's update. I'm still waiting on the silicon couplers to arrive so I can mount the 2 intercoolers on the side here, and one here and one on the other side. I'm hoping they'll arrive before next week, as well as that drive sprocket I showed you before, so I can test my my drive ratio. And I still haven't made the I don't know how well you can see that in there, the wastegate dump valve. Still need to get a bit of tube and do that. But now I know that that's where everything's going to live. I can start making parts to suit. See you all next week.